agree on clothes most of the time, shoes most of the time, but
no, because sometimes you be like, that isn't. What is that? That's too much.
But I'm saying
most
of the time, though, I like your shoes. Most.
This is true, but at your housewarming, and I don't want to have to call everybody out, but I only had one aunt that remember I got those sandals with the big bow? Everybody was like, oh, jacket. Welcome back to Relax, Relate, and Debrief. I'm your younger sister, Jackie.
And I'm your older sister, Nikki. Woo!
Thank you so much for tuning back in. We are real life sisters that we are just doing a podcast where we are just truly relaxing. We relate on some things and we are just debriefing. Okay. Right now, we are doing a review of Married at First Sight and also just talking about things in life that correlate. So if you are interested, we're going to be continuing to talk about hot topics and things of that nature. Make sure you are subscribed. We need to get our subscribers up. So please be sure that you are subscribed. You hit that notification so that you are aware when we post a new video, which is every Monday right now. And then you should be sharing the podcast because when you share, that's how we get more people involved. Absolutely. So make sure that you're sharing the podcast as well. We're super excited to be here and we're going to get into reviewing Married at First Sight.
I just want to say sharing is caring. Thank you.
Why did you want to say that?
Because it is.
Because the new Barney came out?
First of all, let's get into that for real quick. Why is y'all mad about the new Barney? Like, let him live. It's a purple dinosaur, y'all. And it's not from the 80s, the 90s and 2000s where he was in. He upgraded. You know, folks can be out here getting BBLs and doing all types of surgeries. Can't Barney?
Not Barney got a BBL.
Well, yeah.
Wait,
Barney can and did.
No, he didn't.
No.
Is it he?
I'm not sure.
There's a lot of controversy around Barney. Like, wasn't at one point Barney supposed to be gay or something?
I don't know. I mean,
they tried to make the character something way more, and so it just, it was too controversial. And now it continues to be a controversy. Let Barney go. We don't want all of this. We don't want all of the chaos and all the... No, let Barney go.
It's just a character, though.
So, well, that was what I thought of when you was like, sharing is caring, or like Sesame Street. Girl, thank you.
Dare you.
But we do need y'all to share the podcast and let your family and friends know to subscribe to Nikki and Jackie on Relax, Relate, Debrief.
Yes.
If you're not watching us, you're probably not laughing. Sorry to hear it.
Yeah.
So, get with it. We are reviewing Married at First Sight. Oh, our last video, if you guys notice, I do like this. I kept going like this with my nose. I was getting on my own nerves doing it. But it's because no matter how much this area right here, I'm going to be putting some stuff up so that could be like my content creation area.
Create, honey. Create.
And for right now, because it's open, it's always like getting dusty. Like right after you dust it, it's dusty again. So sitting here, the dust particles, even now, I could see them. And so they're always like this. And I'm always like, my nose starts running and all types of stuff. Ooh.
I think I noticed that on the last video. And if it was like kind of like a bewitched thing. Playing. Just, I mean, oh my God, can you imagine if we could do that in real life? Just food here.
Yeah, because I'll be like,
money now.
Money.
Millionaire.
And I'm rocking my hoodie that I got for Christmas from my father. Shout out to my dad. But now I picked it out. It's a mint green. Because him picking it out would have been a disaster. But he did get it, and I did finally get it. So
now Diddy did get us nice watches for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, my dad got me a nice watch and bracelet that he told me
Don't get all that.
I got a nice Washington bracelet. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope that you guys had a great day filled with love. I had a nice, relaxing day. We should have been smiling.
I mean, it wasn't nothing special about it. It was just another day. Just another day that the Lord.
Nope. And so if you don't allow me to sing because you're always stopping me, you are not allowed either.
Wow. Well, let's get into Married at First Sight because
let's get into Married at First Sight.
My vocals.
Huh? What you say?
You're not going to assault me over my vocals, so go ahead.
What's the Bible say? And such were some of you.
Okay, what's with the couples? Because we're not.
So we are on season 16. If you want to know where we're at in the season, please be sure to check out our other videos. We have about 3 or 4 up as we review this season, which is already being dragged out.
Snooze.
This will be a short one, y'all, because we need y'all to be commenting and interacting as well so that we can have more to talk about. So make sure y'all comment, interact with us, tell us if we sound wrong, off, or what you agree with.
Yeah.
This will be a short one, and then let us know like some topics that you want us to talk about, because when we get episodes like this where we're like sleep, we want to have other things that we can fill it with, because this episode was basically just like, it felt like a filler episode. Like nothing was going on, nothing happened.
And you know what I realized too? Like when mine recorded, it recorded the after show as well. Like that, it was like only an hour and some change, and then it went right into the after show. So when it ended, I was like, "What?" So clearly, they didn't have any content.
No.
They were working with little to none.
Yeah. Finally, next week we might be getting into some more because Dominique's not moving in with McKinley, and so maybe we're gonna get more from that. But this one was just like, wake me up.
I can't. Not with this episode. I can't.
So we'll touch very briefly on the couples. Let's start with McKinley and Dominique.
So here's my thing. What I didn't realize was she knew up front that about his living situation. But
he probably told her that like at the reception or something. I'm sure.
You saw them flashback to the reception, and she was saying that. But I get like when you're like in the moment, like you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
But my thing is like when he actually went to the house and he's like, "Yeah, my room was in the basement." Like you're not a 17-year-old kid, or 18-year-old or 19-year-old, or even early in your early 20s that have gone out and like just doing adventures. Like you have relocated to another state, and maybe a month or two till you get on your feet, you stay with somebody that because unless you didn't have money before you came.
But has he said how long
preparedness? 5 months.
Has he said how long he's been with his friend's parents?
For 5 months.
Oh, 5. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. So it's almost, here we are almost at the 6-month mark, and you seem content, and he's all like, yeah, your stuff can't fit in this closet. Baby, I won't fit in this house. You barely fit in this room. You think I'm a fit? Nah, you playing with me. You is playing with me.
He got married living, like, knowing that he wasn't really, I don't know.
Planning. Like, he's not even like,
he's not it didn't seem like he planned.
He's not like, this is my plan. I was here and then I got the opportunity to be on the show, but I wanted to see, or I'm going through the process because I am going to be doing X, Y, and Z. Like, he has no plans. Like, he's like, yeah, this is where I live.
Yeah, so they are finally like they phased out the honeymoon. It was time to go back home. It's time to move in together. And they started looking at each other's places. And McKinley and Dominique went to McKinley's place. Like we told y'all, he's staying with his friend's parents. And it was tight.
Like, and it was a nice house. It was a nice house, though.
It's a nice house, yeah. But you could tell that they had that done for like maybe like guest purposes, not living purposes.
Right. And it's like, my question is like, okay, how do you feel comfortable here and going into a marriage? Like, we're talking like, it's not even a problem that you've moved here or you've decided to stay here. But like she said, why did you decide to jump into a marriage knowing that you wasn't, like, how do you do that? You don't want to jump into a home, but you want to jump into a marriage. Make that make sense.
But my thing was the pictures on the wall wasn't even like the pictures was even the family's pictures.
Right.
Like
because he's not.
It's so unhomely.
Yes. And I just didn't. I didn't get it. Like I said, if he would have had the conversation of not only just telling her where he's at, but giving her some kind of what I want to do. And like he didn't even see a problem with it. Yeah, plan. And he didn't even see a problem with it when she brought up in the car. It was like, yeah, but you wanted to be married. So the whole point of being married in my sight is you're going to be prepared. And why walk into a situation unprepared, which we know many people do, but it's like, it's not beneficial.
Do you recall how old McKinley is?
He's 34, I think.
30, like I thought like the 32, 34 range. Mm-hmm. Too old for that.
Too old not to have your own place.
30. Yeah, because he just decided that he was going to do this, and he has not had a plan since, and he has been in these people's house. McKinley.
Well, did you hear him say he was renting 2 apartments at one time, both of that he didn't like, and then so it makes me wonder, what all did you really do to come rushing here?
Well, he's impulsive.
Yeah.
With that, let me know, because what he said was he didn't like the one place, then he was paying for but you can't just get out of that. So now he's paying for 2 places, and both places he doesn't like. He sounds impulsive.
Yeah.
But before they left, he was kind of trying to get with Dominique. Mm-hmm.
What you mean?
When they were sitting on the bed, and she was just like, I need you to be like more honest about where you are, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. And he was like, I gotta be me. Not in the basement. He was like, I gotta be
not in the basement.
Don't you think we've let you be you? So he was like, I gotta be me. And she was like, I feel like I'm the one that's doing all the pulling, doing this, that, and the other, and kind of carrying things, was like her expressing herself. And he was like, that's funny, because I feel the exact opposite. I was like, well, McKinley rose this morning. And he was like, and he was telling her, like, I feel like you're always like kind of critiquing me or whatever. And it just goes back to what I have been saying. I don't think that she's interested in a corny dude. And I don't think that she's been necessarily critiquing. I feel like she's just been faking it till she makes it. But and it could be what we have not seen. Always keep editing in mind. Right. But I have not heard her like critiquing. I've heard her be like, come on, let's do this, or come on, whatever. And he's just like, that's not naturally me. I'm not going to naturally be like, woo, happy to be riding this horse. That's not naturally me. And you have to let me be me. And I'm trying to do things that, yes, pull me out of my comfort zone, and that, yes, are appeasing to you. But it's not just going to naturally come to me. But he was like, I feel like the opposite. And you've actually been a critiquer, and this, that, and the other. And I was just like, okay.
Right. And that's the point of having conversations, so you can express.
He was entitled to his feelings.
He was definitely entitled. I mean, but to be honest, McKinley, from the outside looking in, it does not look like she's been getting her way. She's been wanting to do things, and she's been wanting you to want to do those things with her. And you've been resistant in a lot of things. And then it's just been like, yeah, well, I've been dealing with X, Y, and Z. But it's like, you never really spoke up and was completely honest about what you wanted or the things that you were interested in. It's just not me pulling you and, talking about introvert and blah, blah, blah. So, like I said from the beginning, declined.
Yeah, McKinley and Dominique are definitely a decline. But that was the extent of their, like, he took her back to the basement, and it was a turnoff, clearly.
Yeah.
And it was very small. The closet was one bar. It wasn't a closet. It was a bar that he had, like, like those rollaway like carts that you can get off of Amazon for about $33.97. Mm-hmm. One of them. It was only one of them.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, again, that's fine if you're single and that's where you want to take,
but he only needed one.
Even so, like, if that's how you minimalist, you want to live like that.
I guess.
Like, that's fine. Like, do that. But when you're not being considered, to me, it shows no real consideration for entering into a marriage, knowing that you're not 100% prepared. And I don't care that you told her up front that you were staying with your friend's parents. When you took her to the place, it just was like, okay, well, I knew you were staying here, but I didn't know you was just like, that's it. So
that's it. That's you done there. I have every inch of my closets consumed.
Well, we know that. I know our closets consumed. We live in our own spaces.
I'm gonna have
every closet in our place.
I'm gonna tell my husband, for preparation, let's go and build this house.
Yes. And I'm gonna need a closet by myself. We can't put stuff in together. Now I don't have as much stuff as you.
But the rack? Just one?
How much stuff as you?
Unequally yoked. If my husband had a rack,
shut up.
Unequally yoked.
It's like something's not adding up here. Gotta go. Yeah. So I understand where she's coming from, and I think when we see next week, it's gonna get more and more like.
That was definitely, you could see it was definitely a
complete turn off for her, and it, like she said in her interviews, I know we said we was gonna keep it short, but like she said in her interviews though, like I'm used to dealing with guys that are established, that have their own.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
So she doesn't know how to respond. And what's interesting is I watched the.
Hold on.
I'm not editing out. Nope, I'm not editing out either.
Let me explain myself. When I tell you I ate nothing all day, I have ate nothing.
But it was a whole cookie you just tried to sneak in your mouth.
Excuse me. I'll wait. Okay. It was a pretzel.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that looked like a cookie. And then it was like, I know I was talking, but I ain't blind. Hello.
I was letting you finish, and I said, let me chew while she talked, because I ate nothing all day. And I was like, I was going to get something to eat, and I was like, shoot, I got to get on this Zoom, and I'll just get something afterwards. So go ahead.
Okay. We're going to try to wrap it up because I don't want you to eat all your pretzels.
I don't even remember. If y'all have a Trader Joe's around you, check out the milk chocolate mini. You
didn't tell me about them the other day when I was there.
Oh, no, I didn't.
But child, them buffalo chicken?
No. Have you tried the roasted potatoes yet with the peppers and onions?
I didn't really.
You didn't like them?
You know what I realized? You and I have very different taste buds.
in a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. You will tell me something is good. Oh, try this. She
has told me so many times, like, no, that's ugly, or they're ugly. Hello. Since high school. Since I was in high school. Like this has been forever. Up until my grown.
And you have told me the same thing. I said up until forever. It's been, you had told me the same thing. Like, we can agree on clothes most of the time, shoes most of the time, but
no, because sometimes you be like, what is that? That's too much.
But I'm saying
you and daddy.
Most of the time though, I like your shoes. Most.
This is true, but at your housewarming, and I don't want to have to call everybody out, but I only had one aunt that, like, remember I got those sandals with the big bow? Everybody was like, oh, jacket.
It's because
and my dad was
obnoxious things.
Huh?
I said, because you purchased the most obnoxious things. Like, you're going to see me today.
Obnoxious?
Like, remember how you told that lie to mommy saying that she wasn't going to recognize you at
Uncle Bruce's
birthday service, and then you have this whole lot of pink outfit that
it was a banquet, and I said, oh, Mom, I couldn't find anything. I waited till last minute, so I just have something very plain. You won't even notice.
To see if I can add the picture in, y'all, because
and that's what I told her. Outfit. I was like, you won't even notice me. And when I walked in, I had a highlighter pink suit on,
like so bright. And I was like, why did you tell her? My mom was like, oh my God.
And mommy was like, who is that? And I was like, Mom, it's me.
Your daughter.
Like, you. I was like,
just story. So yes, we different in ways.
But look, I got this mint green hoodie from who? Who has the crew neck?
Me. That's why I said we agree on
this is pretty bright.
Most things. It's brighter than I would go, yes. But there are exceptions to the rules. But
well, yeah, you have this.
I do. I like the hoodie too. I have the hoodie in black but in white, but I had that in a crew neck. But I like it.
But yeah, so McKinley, Dominique, they are a decline, and McKinley was very much a turnoff. But Dominique
that's what I wanted to say. And I watched the after show, like I told you in the beginning, it ran in together. And
he should have pulled him to go ahead and have that baby.
Stasha, she should be in any minute.
Stasha, I know. I'm like,
but Stasha
was from last season. Stasha and Nate.
Yeah, but not Nate. Just Stasha. Oh. And And then it was Jasmine and it was Nicole. And Jasmine was saying that she felt like Dominique was judging McKinley. And I'm like, how can you say that? Because she was like, I've been in the midst of relocating my own self. And then I think Nicole said to her, like, yeah, but don't your parents, you went to your parents' house, so they have pictures of you, right? And he was like, yeah. So it's different, right?
And it could feel a little more homely.
Right.
That didn't even feel homely.
It didn't. And, and I'm like, I don't see her as judging. I see she was presented with a situation and she just, was not comfortable in that circumstance. And it was a turnoff for her. So that's her. So I didn't see her as being judgy, but like I said, decline.
And Jasmine, this is what I would say to you on the after show. You may have been in transition, but number one, you were not trying to prepare yourself for a family while in transition. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that you were in transition looking for the next step, looking to see what you were going to do. You weren't necessarily in transition saying, let me get married, start a life, and do this, that, and the other. You were in transition to establish yourself to the point where you are now, breeding 145 dogs. Next couple.
So we can talk about Jasmine and Eris while we're on the topic.
I disagree with her saying she was judging, that's why. But go ahead.
I understand you. So these couples really aren't. He was just being extra when they got to, I thought, first of all, they went to his house. He had a full single family home, but then he also had a male single family home because he had a gym. He had his
it was definitely a bachelor pad.
Yeah, it was definitely a bachelor pad. And so I was like, okay, but it was a full home that
was well kept, and it was well kept.
Mm-hmm. And then, should they have made it past the 2 months or whatever, and they move in together, it's an established home, right? So he is seemingly prepared, and I say seemingly because we'll talk about it in a minute, prepared for marriage. He has the home, he probably has the career, he's all ready to get wrapped up.
Materialistically,
therefore, yes. So then he gets into the apartment and he's going around. I need the left side. I need this. And he's very bossy. And which he's been bossy from the beginning. I told you that to me would be like, you know what? I'm just going to stay in my house because you go ahead. You got to take your shoes off and walk around barefoot. I don't walk around barefoot in my house. I have slippers on.
He made her take her shoes off. Talking about walking around barefoot. I was like, "That's that's why."
He was like, "And your guess."
All that stuff.
He was like, "And your guess."
Walk around barefoot.
No. And I don't like you. You a 4. What? No. You don't get to say all that to me.
That part.
But so like we said, like the episode itself wasn't really given much except for, however, we see on the after show where we get some extra tea that while they were talking to each other and getting to know each other and follow each other on Instagram.
In the new apartment?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was a new apartment or necessarily like
the end of the honeymoon.
Because
they were talking at the end of the honeymoon because he did go out for a run and his workout, he kind of needed to clear his head and stuff.
Right. And so it's fine because we all need our me time. So you want to take time to yourself. That's very important.
Not mad at it at all.
Not mad at it at all. Understandable. But however, they do the following each other on Instagram only to find out they have a mutual friend. The mutual friend is a female. She says to him, well, who is this female?
Who says to who?
She says to him. Jasmine says to Eris.
Jasmine says to Eris.
Like, how do you know her? Child, come to find out, he gonna talk about he slept with her 2 weeks before. They were dating. Up until 2 weeks before he found out he got picked for the show.
Bye, Eris. Bye. I knew it. So what did Jasmine say? What a mess.
She was very frustrated and upset in that moment because she said, I have
her 2 weeks prior.
She was basically saying, since I signed up for the show, and the show is a very rigorous process, I have been preparing to be married. Excuse me. You just got finished.
That's all right, sis. Get it out.
You do you hear that? Okay. No, I don't know. I'm getting feedback.
I'm not.
I gotta get the headphones like the Kelsey brothers because I can't.
Kelsey brothers?
Yes, I am. Short pause. Shout out to Travis and Jason Kelsey. I watched their podcast. I love it. I think they're amazing as brothers. I just can relate because I like to see like sibling love. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I think that's it's cool that they both got to be in the Super Bowl, and it's unfortunate that the Eagles didn't bring it home. Not really a football fan, but sorry to all your Eagles.
I'm still sensitive.
But I'm not mad that Travis won.
I know. I really, really like them. I really do. Like, I feel like I could go to their house and laugh and talk.
I feel like I could too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Travis is single, so I feel like I could go there, you know, as Jason's sister-in-law, but definitely.
So that would be a no.
Honey, Travis put those suits on, and I said, to God.
Wait, did you see when they said how he showed, Jason showed up to the Super Bowl versus
I told you.
Jason was like, I'll show up everywhere.
When I went to the Super Bowl party at Brian and Karima's, I was talking about that. I was like, they was like, because Brian made fun of me. He was like, what do you mean he walks different? I was like, it's a swag with it. And it was like, Brian was like, no. I was like, I'm telling you. So when that TikTok video came out, I was like, thank you.
But can I tell you, I'm probably would be more like Jason with the clothes.
Yeah.
I'm just showing up. I'm going to play anyway.
But Jason is also at a different point in his life too. You gotta remember, he's married, he has kids, he has whole different focuses than his cars and Ferraris and, you know.
Yeah.
And all that. I'm where Travis is.
Baby, calm down, sweetie. Okay. So back to Eric. So yes, but
if the Kelsey brothers happen to see this, you never know. Invite us onto your podcast.
Yes.
Or you can come onto this podcast.
Yes. Come on. I mean, y'all, we know y'all number one podcast in, you know, the podcast world right now, but you know, help some sisters out. Help some sisters out. But back to Jasmine and Eris.
Yeah. So so hold on. The 2 weeks, is it the 2 weeks prior to him finding out that he was picked for the show? Yes. Or was it 2 weeks prior to him getting to the altar? Because that's different times. But they didn't.
It was 2 weeks prior to him getting a match.
Okay, but it's okay. So he was
pretty much their match, and then they start the show. Yes, and that was her point. It's not like
you were in the process, right?
You were in the process. Why were you even? I'm confused too. Why were you even doing this process if you're out here still dating and sleeping with people? That's not somebody who's ready for marriage.
No, because it's not about him being. Eris is 39, and Eris is still at 39 extremely immature. He's 39 and he's still that immature. He
would beg to differ.
Eris needs therapy.
He would beg to differ.
There's something going on that I'm sure.
Know that there's really something going on more than he's just.
To come on the show as well.
Yeah,
but it's giving immature.
We're not, you know. That's because we discuss what's going on. Don't mean we don't like anybody. We love
exactly.
Love watching the show. Listen, we wouldn't be invested if we didn't like y'all. Come on. But
and let's converse.
You're wrong, Eris. You're wrong. You know you was wrong.
But we're willing to converse about it. But if I was in Jasmine's shoes, I think that I would be offended too. Because when you realize, because to me, the origin of Married at First Sight was people who were not necessarily out there that hard, but who really were not even really out there and were having a hard time finding the right person to get out there with, or when they were out there, they weren't picking up the right people. Mm-hmm. So they were truly in a solitude or in true singleness to where they were saying, you know, can you match me with somebody? These people are not truly single and being like, yeah, match me with somebody to marry. You're not even really fully single, because that happened even before. Some girl had just broke up with her boyfriend a month ago. And then she come crying because she wasn't over the dude. I guess so. You weren't even single when you were going through the process to get married to somebody.
Right. It doesn't make
like,
any sense.
What?
Like,
it changed. It has changed. And it sounds like that's what's going on with Eris. He was not truly single. Dating this girl 2 weeks. And the girl's probably looking at it like, that's like it reminds me of Chris and Paige, because remember when he was like, oh, the girl I was talking to before here is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And you knew she was pregnant prior to you coming on this show. Remove yourself.
Yep. Remove yourself.
You got a whole pregnant person. You're not ready to be matched with somebody that you don't even know. Like, remove yourself.
And my thing is, like, if y'all were dating or y'all was having like, why would you not want to pursue that somebody you're trying to get to know versus trying to come on a show, which leads me to believe that, again, people are just coming on just to get known. And
Eris,
he ain't the only one. But so, yeah, it's a decline for me. I'm not really seeing,
decline, Eris.
Don't know much what's going on. Let's get into Chris and Nicole. And I was so Keisha. Let's start with the after show. So on the honeymoon, Chris is boo-hoo crying. I mean, he was hysterical. So I was very much interested in, like, what happened? I thought,
how hard was he crying? Let them know, how hard was he crying?
Like, hysterical. So I'm like, something must have happened. Oh,
definitely was like needing air to speak, crying.
Right. Like, I'm like, he gotta go home because something done happened to his family members. And oh God, I'm like immediately getting ready to go pray for them because I'm like, oh God, no touch. So he's on the balcony crying. Stop laughing, Jackie. This is serious. And y'all,
I don't know. When he was like, I turned it off when Chris was
crying. I immediately turned it off.
I could not.
When she asked him what was wrong, he said, I can't bring my dogs. We can only have a 2-dog maximum.
That's when he was crying.
And I immediately turned my TV off and went to sleep that night because it ain't no way in the world. I'm not saying that you can't be, I understand that people that have dogs are emotionally attached to them and, they're like family to them. I even thought maybe perhaps one of his pets had passed because I know that, people like feel like that. When he cried because he couldn't take, I'm done.
He was crying like that because, hold on, what Chris was telling, because Nicole was like, what's going on? She was very good. She's very aware. She's very aware.
She was definitely a different type of Nicole because this Nicole.
So she was like, what's going on? And he was like, I just found out. I don't know if he found out from producers or what. He was like, that in this new apartment, I can't bring both the dogs.
And producers was wrong for that. They probably told him, and then they sat there and recorded that.
No, they told him, and then when he started melting down, the other one sat the other one like recorded it.
It's like, look.
He was like, at the apartment complex that they're going to, there's a 2-dog maximum in each unit. So she has 1 dog, he has 2. They wouldn't be able to bring all the dogs. But he was like, his dogs already have separation anxiety. He's already had a hard time being in Jamaica for a week, and then the dogs won't let it. Not just him not be able to take it, the dogs can't take it either.
I mean, when I tell you, he felt the anxiety for him and the dogs. Chris boo-hooed for him and the dogs.
He was like, the dogs won't be able to take it, and she was like, okay, we can figure this out. She was very calm. She was very nice. And she did her first compromise, which was her asking her dad to take her dog. And then, she was having her own little moment. And she was like, because I think doesn't her dad live in like another state?
Yeah, her dad lives in Florida.
And they're in Nashville.
And she was like, I can't be from my dog. And so I was
like, she was having a moment.
I don't think you should have to. Bro, you have 2 dogs. That's not my problem. Pick one.
Yeah, I was like, well, which one is it? Because you just sacrificed your dog. And she was like, I mean, I won't be happy, but they only have to live there for what, 7 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, they only have to live there for 7 weeks. So in any circumstance, it's a temporary situation. But Chris boo-hooed like something was going on with a family member.
Yeah.
Like he was crying. Remember when I'm not gonna say any names. Remember when Les told us that story?
No. Okay. No, we're not doing that. So anyway.
Leslie, that was the way she told the story, it was
I was like, what? like I said, people have a connection to the dog, and if the dog passes, like I can understand it. And I really like at first I was like, I hope it's nobody in his family, but like then I was like, oh, he has pets, whatnot. So I was like, that's understandable. I'm like, if the dog has passed, because we've seen that with somebody on last season, somebody's dog had passed or they had to put them down, and they weren't as emotional.
That was Lindsay.
That was Lindsay
with Mark the Shark.
Oh yeah, and he cried, but he wasn't like
he had to put his. Was it a cat?
I think it was a cat or a dog, but he wasn't like. It was like Chris was almost unconsolable.
It was,
and I'm like, and she's like Nicole was all calm, and Nicole was all calm, and she was like, we'll figure something out.
He was very calm.
We'll figure it out. And like I said, she was very much more
nicer than you would have been,
understanding than I would have been, just because of how he was reacted. And I cut the TV off after that. I did go back and watch it the next day, but I text Jackie and I was like, I can't watch this. Wait till you see how this man is acting. I'm thinking something serious happened. And it's funny because on the after show, Keisha Knight Polam said the same thing. She said, "What was going on?" Because I thought somebody had died.
See? Yeah,
I'm not the only one. Yeah,
I'm glad she said that. It was like he was inconsolable. He was. Oh wow.
Other than that, I don't have nothing for them. I don't. They just still going along in the process.
Oh my gosh.
But when I tell y'all that threw me, I was like, that threw me. Like, shout out to all the dog lovers. They be getting some extra special love from y'all.
The dogs.
Mm-hmm. And they've been very, and I know dogs are very like good companions to people, especially if like you live by yourself. And that's why a lot of these single people that come into this process are like, they want to
attached.
Attached. And then why they going to say not McKinley, Chris was given very much Justin vibes.
Justin vibes.
Remember Justin was upset about having to do something with his dog?
Oh, well, now hold on. That's
not it's different. Apples. That's what I said. That's different.
Justin's dog was a wild animal. Yes. That dog was attacking dogs.
Yeah.
Her dog's eye was bleeding by the time Justin's dog was done.
So, and rightfully so, your dog had to, go. It couldn't be in the house.
Your dog needs to be trained. Your dog cannot cohabitate with.
But the dog was fighting at the training camp,
or barely with people. Like this, the thing that was get your dog.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, they'll stay together.
That was funny. To me, that was funny.
I think they'll stay together. I
think they'll stay together. And I thought that Nicole stepping up and taking that on. I will say that I understand that Chris was upset, but all Chris was doing concerning the issue was simply boo-hooing about it.
Yeah.
He had no alternative. He had nothing that he was trying to figure out. He was just sitting there just boo-hooing. And I'm like, okay, Chris, you could be upset, but now what's the plan? That was all on Nicole. And I was just like,
yeah, she said on the after show that his real issue is that he had been walking around this whole time thinking that his dogs was coming with him. So it had never crossed his mind. Yeah. So we as a viewer was like, that still gives you no reason.
Not an excuse.
I understand. Like I understand that, but
Nicole, just nod your head and just say, I'm gonna stick beside him.
That's all. That's all she did. That's what she was doing. She was
like
she did say so. She was like, it was no excuse for how he was really acting. But I mean, she's like, in a way I understood where he was coming from, and I just said, I'm glad somebody did. Because I didn't. Okay. We can move on to you done with them?
Like I said, I'm done with them, and I do still think that they're gonna make it. Even how they overcame that little hurdle, they're definitely gonna make it. They're good. They're working. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Gina and Clint. Now, Clint stood up at the end of the honeymoon in front of everybody and basically said, I said what I said, but it wasn't for y'all.
He was trying to explain that, like, the intent that was put behind it is perpetrating me to be somebody that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I was proud of him for defending his name.
Right.
And his character.
But On the after show, Nicole made it a point to say he still didn't apologize to Gina. And I was like, but I thought she said that he apologized. So I'm not sure how many more apologies y'all want from him. Like, y'all gotta. Oh, let me go back to Chris and Nicole for a second. If y'all don't stop getting married at first sight, asking somebody on the second day if they love you.
No, wait. What about when he told her, you're just talking a lot? He's like, how are you feeling? He's like, I'm fine. You're just talking a lot. I'm
fine. So we're going to see later on how y'all really, all the little honeymoon phase is about to be. Oh,
she has asked him, do you love me? How many times now?
It's like this second or third time.
I think it's like second or third time.
Second or third time, like, sis, again, pipe
and
down.
then she always laughs it off like a joke.
Like, you're serious. And he's like, do you love me? She's like, no. Then stop asking me, do I love you?
Why are you asking that? It's not funny. We don't think it's funny. Ask him something. We're not there yet. We don't care if he loves you or not because we're not there yet. Ask him something else.
And to be honest with you, I don't believe that even when they say it like towards the end or, before, I don't even believe they love each other at that point either. Like, come
you
on.
Don't?
Mm-mm. And they approve.
How long do you think it takes to determine if you love somebody?
Noy and Steve.
What about Noy and Steve?
Was saying I love you. They divorced.
Oh, well, half of them married first sight.
Nate was trying to say it. Divorced. Yeah,
but you don't think that you can. But I think that you can really.
I think you can in real life. On reality TV, no.
So what about the couples that are successful? Deanna and Greg?
They didn't say I love you at the end of it.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Jeffy and Shawnice?
Well, they had to grow into that last year.
No, she was loving him.
But and they've gone through the ups and downs. I will say that the one couple that really like from the beginning up until
Woody
now.
And Imani were saying
Yes, and I believe
he been calling her sweets since the wedding
day one, right? So
this day, she's sweets. They have a nice social media relationship. I don't know them personally.
I know.
I'm on the show if y'all want, but on social, they're a very cute couple. Family. They have a son now.
Yes. So
okay. Yeah. So if you were on a reality show, you don't think that there is no way, no 8-week reality show, I'm gonna be able to tell you I love you. But hold on, but that's interesting. But in real life, you think you could love somebody within 8 weeks without the cameras?
But I wouldn't be saying it. I'm not sure that I don't know. I have to be in the situation. Lord, send me somebody now immediately. I'll let you know in 8 weeks.
What's all happening? Okay.
I would be open to it. Like, it real life.
Not you going through Married at First Sight off camera.
Yep. And then I'm gonna pop up. This is my husband.
We in week 3. Mind your business.
Mind your business. Those of y'all that know, just pray. Oh no. But I don't know. I don't think on reality TV. I just don't. Because some people just don't. That fast. Not my son ain't saying that. I just don't feel like a lot of these people come off as truly authentic. And it could be like, I could be misreading them or it's not true, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. But
I felt like shows like Flavor of Love, when they was trying to act like they love Flavor. Now I was like,
everybody love little Flavor Flav.
No, nobody does not. That's a lie. But when them women was like, I love him, I was like,
because some people do have I don't think they're in love, but I think they have love for him because they're infatuated with who he is. Huh? Your volume.
Big clock.
Your volume went out. Say it again.
I said, I don't even have that. There's nothing infatuating about that big clock.
He's not from our era. Like, daddy knows him. Like, Flavor.
No, but I did watch his reality show.
Yo, it was good though. Foofy foof.
Foofy foof.
I'm like, I can't.
New York, Tiffany Pollard, original drama queen, reality TV queen.
Yeah,
she's the original. You have to give her that. She was like,
no, remember that clip you gave me? That clip you showed me, or did I show you when she was at Celebrity Big Brother? And how that lady blew up.
That's not funny. That man really did. She said David's dead, and she thought she was talking about the castmate that was in the Big Brother house with them. And the girl was talking about, the woman was talking about, she used to be married to David Bowie, and he had passed from cancer. But like, she didn't set it up right.
But Tiffany was so dramatic with it.
Well, because she was living in the house with David. So she thought.
But I'm like, wouldn't you know that if that man was dead, she wouldn't have to tell you that.
He was in the room sleep, and they went in the room to check on him. And they were like, David's here. David's here.
Oh, she is original drama queen.
She's the original.
She's going to give you reality TV. Shout out to New York, Tiffany.
But that's interesting. So, okay. So reality TV for you, no, you can't fall in love in no 8 weeks. Y'all need to stop.
Nah, they need to stop.
I wish Nicole would stop asking that question. It's kind of annoying, yeah.
I do. It's not needed. But back to Gina and Clint.
Yeah. The fact that everyone's like, well, Clint didn't apologize. And did Gina?
She doesn't think she did anything wrong.
Amazing. Because Clint didn't feel like he did either. So now where are we? Her projecting and her a little bit of delusional there, and her self-absorbedness and her selfishness has completely turned me away. If you go back and watch episode 1 of this, you would be surprised to hear me talking the way that I'm talking.
And that's why I said they're like
terrible. He ain't nothing but a whatever. When I tell you I'm on Clint's side, I am on Clint's side. And I think that Gina is gaslighting him. And I don't think that she's taking any responsibility. And I'm not saying that Clint is perfect, but Gina has also been doing things that are not cool. And I will say, actually, in these clips, Clint has been trying, though.
Yep.
Even when he talks to her, he's like, so, what's your routine? He's like asking about, what do you do with the dog? He's like, I love dogs. I'm a dog person. He's willing to help her out with her dog. She got to bring it back to the salon. She is shallow and self-absorbed. And I actually think that she's trying to give Clint a bad rap. And it's not fair.
I don't think it's fair that the other couple, even the other women, have anything to say about that. Like, I really feel as though in that moment, I would, as another woman, want to hear somebody be compared, or maybe, like you said before, like I said, I didn't really find a problem with it, but I could see the perspective of if we're all sitting here and he's making that statement, it's like, oh, that doesn't feel good. But to like, y'all still don't know what she was doing this whole time. Because like, even if I didn't know and I was like on her side, but once I seen the episode, or once I saw what happened, like how she kept calling him basically ugly to his face, how she kept saying she wasn't attracted. And she keeps throwing this thing in where she's like, my last relationship, I wasn't attracted to him initially either. Why are you bringing your last relationship into this? Clint is somebody totally different. He's somebody new, and you need to give him a true chance. If you're going to give him a true chance, let that be. Like, don't keep.
And she's so focused on the attraction.
Yeah.
She is so focused on the attraction. I'm like,
it's like the attraction and her job are her two main things. And like, I'm kind of with Clint now. He's like, Clint's like, I'm wondering, did you just come on here to promote your business? I said,
round of applause for Brother Clint. That's what I'm saying.
So,
girl, I meant a real round of applause.
That was my round of applause.
She said, ain't that how some people in church be? I can't.
You can't praise him like,
No, but yeah, I don't like, and I'm happy that he's like, that's not what I meant. That's not who I am. And I'm happy that they aired him explaining himself, because he has the right to defend his name, because Gina's wrong. And I believe that the producers believe that, and that's why they aired his conversation with Eris and Chris, where he was saying like, that's like, this is turned into something completely what it's not. They knew that he was being painted wrong, and they aired that, because any other time they would have kept that out and let us think Clint was the bad dude. So I'm glad they did that. And Clint, I don't think you're a bad dude. Gina, I don't think that you're a bad woman.
Me either.
At all. I think
you're not a match.
Amazing. But I think that you also need to consider your ways.
Well,
per the clips that I've seen on the show.
The Bible do say consider your ways, so.
Yes, I'm giving you scripture. I don't know what book. What book is that in?
All right, don't ask me. I can't get into all that right now. But so yeah, so as I've been saying from the beginning, Gina and Clint decline, and as of next week, we're looking to even see if they even make it past.
Oh yeah, because he was like, "Oh, do you want a divorce right now?" When they show the things, and it seems like maybe Clint and Gina decide to go their separate way, and then Dominique was like, "I'm not moving in with him. I'm not doing this." I was like, so maybe they kind of break up in the beginning, and that's why they feel like they're okay to kiss further down the season.
I feel like it was like a dare or something that they did, and it gets mixed. I feel like something's messy with it.
Okay, well, for that to be a dare, there was a lot of
stay tuned.
In-depthness to the kiss. So, okay.
Last couple we're gonna get into is Shaquille and
I forgot about that.
Kirsten.
They were forgettable this episode, definitely. Forgettable. Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
None. She's still talking about she's not attracted to him. I don't know. You keep telling me they have a spark. I don't see it. They're being questioned next week as if they're even going to make it.
They do have it. Kirsten needs to stop. I know that Shaquille, there's a few things here and there, but Kirsten, she's still not over the hump. The hump that I've been telling y'all about that Kirsten has to get over, she is still not over that hump. Even as they're preparing to leave the honeymoon and move in, she's not over the hump. She's asking him, like, well, what does your house look like? And he over there talking about, I mean, it's messy. Like, you will be surprised, though. You won't be surprised. I'm like, Shaquille, what does that mean? Is it a mess or no? But they didn't show them going to each other's house.
I thought so. I was like, did I miss that part?
No, they haven't shown everybody.
I see. Oh yeah, no. We didn't see Chris and Nicole going.
They haven't shown everybody go. They just.
But Chris and Nicole was in their apartment though.
Yeah, so was yeah, some people were in their apartment, but them going to their spouse's place that they were.
What must have happened for them not to show it? Because what all?
No, I'm saying that. Listen, they'll probably be showing at the beginning of next episode. They're dragging everything.
They had plenty of time. They must not have a lot of content for this season.
They had more than enough time.
Plenty of time to show us how it was when they went to each other's houses.
Yeah. The episode airs like the amount of episodes that they air in one season could easily be cut down by about 7 episodes.
Yeah, agreed.
The way that they just drag it. So next week in the beginning, I think we'll see the rest of the couple see the other people's, because Shaquille and Kirsten see each other's houses.
Right. We'll see what happens, but
yeah. But overall, boring episode.
Boring, unimpressionable.
Nothing was really going on.
Nothing. Dragged
out. Gina, stop messing with Clint like that. It's not cool. Mm-hmm. And they were rating. Was this episode where they all came together as a couple and rated their marriage so far? They got to stop
doing that too.
The crazy part was when Aris lied and rated it a 7, and they played back when he was talking to just the guys and he rated it a 4. But in front of her, he lied and rated it a 7 because he feels bad.
I just don't understand, like, the lack of honesty here, the front in here. Like, you feel it's okay to keep telling her. Basically, he friend zoned her. And like, it just keeps cracking me up that he feels like she's at this level of liking him and he's just not at that same level. I was like, when has she said that she has really been at that level, when all she constantly keeps talking about, the things that come in your mouth, kind of make her have to question, and like, what are you doing this process?
She basically is telling you that you're a walking red flag, and he was like, she loves me.
No, like he doesn't.
We don't all want red flags, Aris.
No, like she doesn't.
They at least need to be sitting at 6'2".
Shut up.
If you're gonna be here for that, at least be up on the pole.
Oh wow.
But Aris is like 5'8" with all this.
I don't.
Yeah. So I don't. I don't think.
I was going to say that the rating of the couples, like, just
they do it every season.
Y'all, you've only been with these people for 7 days. Why is there even a rating? I would be like, I have no rating. There's nothing to base it off of. What happened on the honeymoon? No, I want to know what happens when we get into real life. That's the rating.
That's what Nicole kind of said. She's like, her and Chris feel as though they're at an 8.2.
And they lying.
Amazing. You just saw this man boo-hooing over not being able to bring his dog, and it gave you 8.2 vibes.
Right.
Okay, I digress. I don't think that they needed to be rating. At the end of the day, Eris, with his, very confident self, I'll say confident, was feeling like, she was looking at you at like a 12, but she even said, she was like, the marriage is more like a 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's not dumb. The girl's not dumb. And
No.
she may be trying to make it work and blah, blah, whatever, but she's not dumb. And Jasmine is pretty and doesn't need to settle.
She doesn't.
No. So, and I don't think she will. I hope she doesn't, but
they're going to go through the process, and at the end, it's a no for them. And it's okay. Like, it's an experiment. So you try something, doesn't work out, on to the next.
Clint and Gina going to rate themselves a 5 because they felt like they overcame that hump.
I said, go ahead back down below a 5 because that's not.
I was like, well, that's cute. Sometimes you just be in the moment, and they felt like, well, we overcame our first little fight. They were at a 5.
They just wanted to say something. They just wanted to say something.
What did Shaquille and Kirsten rate themselves?
Weren't they like a 7.5 or something like that?
7, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Who am I?
If you like it, we love it.
Baby, who got
that's a wrap on this past episode. Hopefully, we'll get something more exciting next week to talk about.
See, that's why I stopped your song.
No, you stopped my song, and so here I am stopping all the foolishness going on left. Would you like to end?
Huh?
It's a wrap for that episode, like I was saying earlier before all that.
I was trying to end it.
And so therefore, guys, we want to say thank you for tuning in. Again, once again, go ahead and click that like and share.
And we're going to put our Instagram handles in there. Make sure that you're following us on social media platforms.
In the description.
Until next time, subscribe.